Yeah, there was a fierce hoo-ha last year after my video. Paddy O'Shea, the Kerry manager, called Kerry fans the worst kind of fucking animals, but Cork fellas like me knew that they were like that for years, and sure, we were only letting people know. Kerry didn't even get past the quarter-finals this year, and they can't hurl either, so loads of their fans are turning up around our city and county all the time, and they'd be in a terrible state altogether. Before, it would only be the border regions and the county bounds where you'd get them, and we used to have patrols to keep them out, but now they're come to Cork by sea as well. Their biggest fear is that we might win the All-Ireland this year, and all hell will break loose in the kingdom if that happens, and the fallout could be absolutely cat and mouse. They're fierce rough, so you need to be dog wide when you're anywhere near them in case you get a tight canelli into the head or a dirty finger poking round in your mouth. They've no interest in rules or fair play or anything like that, but they're more of a danger to themselves than anyone else. When they go into the sea, we try to rescue them and fish them out, but you can only capture them with a certain kind of bait, so you'd always choose Billy Morgan when you're trying to take a lump out of a fella from the kingdom. Kerry fans are keeping a very low profile at the moment, so many of them stay well hidden. Plenty of them have gills, they don't need much breathing space, and they can stay underwater for hours, so you have to be very patient if you want to capture one. Kerry fellas can't resist a bit of pulling and dragging though, so they'll always bite the bait in the end. And these days they don't put up much of a fight either. The one thing we learned about Kerry animals a long time ago is that they'd never cross anything that's red and white. That's something we use against them here to keep them penned in, so it works out nice and handy. I don't know what it is about this year, but they seem to run out of energy and enthusiasm very quickly. Nothing terrifies a Kerry animal more than the notion of a People's Republic, so a small bit of poking and diviment like this generates a hysterical reaction, so we just sit back and enjoy it, and they eventually just wear themselves out. If you're desperate to calm them down, there's one fella alright that shuts them up very quickly. No matter what you do, they go eerily silent when they see him or hear anything about him. In the late evenings before the sun goes down, you can leave them out for a bit of exercise, but you'd have to keep a close eye on them in case they'd go over the top. Most of them would try to head for Australia if they got half a chance, but our fear is that they'd come back again even wilder than before. It'll be a tough few months now for us working away on these animals and picking up any new ones that we might find lying around the coast or on Washington Street on a Thursday night. So if Cork win the All-Ireland, we'll need a lot more help around the borders and the beaches, as Kerry will go totally galvan altogether. I suppose the frustration of losing your crown when it's the only thing you have isn't just restricted to the kingdom either. A lot of Kilkenny fans will have found themselves at sea after not being able to go one better than Cork's famous 4 in a row, and of course they wouldn't know football if it hit them, so they've little or nothing to be happy about these days, despite all the furore about the 5 in a row. But look, we'll do our best to bring them back down to earth and get them ready for next year. So look, it could be a tough old winter here trying to look after all these fellas, but sure, we'll do our best anyway. I mean, in Cork that's usually more than enough.